I knew a guy who called himself a poet, and even he stopped calling himself that after a while. Yeah, you could tell who he was by his left arm. He had this weird yellow plastic playground slide. He told me about all these little kids, and I mean little, like that big, right? And they were always playing on his arm, just sliding down that slide. All I could see were some coins from time to time, quarters, nickels. They were sliding down his arm slide, but he called them kids. Yeah, this was very difficult for him because he was usually a pretty sexual guy. But his sex life just stopped. Right there. Even masturbation just stopped. All stopped. We'd even hold his left arm out of the shower so the kids wouldn't see him and that they wouldn't drown in the shower. He told me that they would whisper to him as he was trying to sleep. And these kids, they just kept whispering. They kept whispering these sentences to him. And he just couldn't think about anything until he wrote down what they were saying. He told me his mind it would be totally blank for these sentences, and these kids, I couldn't see them, so he wrote every night as he was falling asleep. Took the notes from his phone, and then he typed them up in the morning. Kept up for hours till the kids just finally just went to sleep. And he told me he never wanted to be a father. Never. But now that this happened, all he wished was that he could be a father. He wished that these little kids were his kids. But they weren't. I like that. No one could see them. And this made them even closer to him than his kids would ever be. Because they didn't have lives with other people. So he kept trying to feel like they were not a part of him. Part of that separation was the writing. That's what he told me. Part of the separation was these poems he was writing. I never saw the poems. I don't think anyone had at the time, but he told me they were about the kids' parents, their real parents. And he said the kids weren't afraid of him, and they actually liked him. He was nice. But they missed their moms and dads. Eventually he grew so guilty, I couldn't believe it. All I saw were these coins, but something in him felt it was all so deeply wrong. He felt like he was a plagiarist. And none of the kids had names. So he just couldn't attribute the poems to them, and I couldn't see them. I gave him credit for the poems. I hadn't seen the poems, but I gave him credit for them. If I'd known what would happen, if I wasn't so stupid, I wouldn't have insisted so hard. I kept telling him, no, you don't have to feel guilty. This isn't plagiarism. You're the poet. But he said, I am no poet. That's when he turned himself in at the police station. And when the officer said he didn't do anything wrong, he begged them. He begged them for atonement from the law.